Boss, I want to have a quick conversation about the highest limit startup business credit card using EIN only, no matter your industry or revenue. So how do you make that happen? How do you actually get approved ASAP? This is what we're going to talk about in today's conversation, and I want you to stick till the end. You're going to love it. I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging from the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to speak about high-limit startup business credit card using EIN only. No matter your industry, your revenue, how do you make that happen? First thing first, you need to have a clear idea of what kind of card you are looking for. See, when we talk about startup business credit card, there is a constellation of cards. So you got to be really clear. Are you looking for a card without annual fee? Are you looking for a credit card, a cashback business credit card? Are you looking for a rewards credit card, such as a business travel credit card for your startup? So, boss, it's really important. It is quite essential for you to have a clear idea of the kind of credit card you're looking for. Otherwise, you're just going to waste a lot of time. Okay, it's very important. So let's talk about fee-based versus no annual fee business credit card using EIN only. Well, the thing is, usually business credit cards using EIN only, they have fees. It's just because they have a bunch of rewards for you. So the credit card issuer is trying to compensate himself or herself for the rewards that the card has for you. So if you are in an industry where you really believe that it is really worth it, then you want to go after a startup business credit card using EIN only that has an annual fee. So the annual fee can go from $95 all the way to $595, as we have seen in the Amex business credit cards. So you really also want to think about, do you want a cashback startup business credit card using EIN only? Is your business is going to spend in certain categories, and are you trying to rack up rewards? Those are really important. So you really you have to be very clear about what you want first. Okay, a lot of startup owners make the mistake. A lot of startup founders make the mistake of applying for a business credit card using EIN only without having a clear idea of what kind of credit card they want. So when you evaluate business credit card rewards programs, you got to think about travel rewards. You got to think about office supplies and marketing expenditure, or employee and manager treats. So those are things you have to think about. Which one actually are more appealing to your startup? Talk to me about that. So step number one, have a clear idea of the type of startup business credit card using EIN only that you are looking for. The second thing is that you want to think about what we call bank MPR. And this is quite essential. See, if you are trying to apply for a high-limit startup business credit card using EIN only, you want to apply at the bank where you are currently at, because they already know you. See, the thing is that people are trying to see in this conversation, as I've done in other shows. My job and the job of my team is to demystify the whole thing about EIN only. People talk as if it's something complicated. It just requires work. It is not complicated. And again, it is not that you are getting a business credit card using your 9-digit EIN number. No, there's a lot of work that goes behind closed doors. The lender or the credit card issuer, for that matter, is looking at your startup as an entity, the strength of your startup. Okay, so establish banking relationship, and you want to go to your bank. Are you currently with Chase? Are you currently with Bank of America, with Wells Fargo? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about your relationship. Are you maintaining relationships with PNC, US Bank? Are you maintaining relationship with TD Bank and with M&T, with Truist? Are you maintaining a relationship with other institutions, with Navy Fed for that matter, because it could be banks or credit union? So you want to go to the bank where they already know you, where you have bank accounts. okay, where you have checking accounts, business checking accounts, personal checking accounts. It's really important. You want to parlay that relationship, that long-standing relationship, into another relationship at the lending level, at the credit card level with the bank or credit union. Go to a branch, okay? I mean, I'm just tired of, like, the thing. My ass is tired of people actually always applying online. Yeah, I tried to apply online with for an EIN only business credit card, and they just rejected my ass. Yeah, your ass will be rejected if you apply online, because the algorithm is meant to actually block folks like you. You are a startup and you are looking for an EIN only business loan. What's up with that? What's up with that? No, go to a branch, talk to a rep. You want to contextualize your application. You want to explain why. You want to give the rationale why you need an EIN only startup business credit card. Have all your paperwork ready, okay? Don't you go just like, I'm just chilling, like I'm like, in Acapulco, whatever. I'm on vacation. No. When you go to the branch, you want to have all your paperwork, okay? And by paperwork, I'm talking about your projected financial statements. I'm speaking about your business plan. I'm speaking about your business licenses, all that kind of stuff. And you want to ask your odds of approval. So when you talk to the rep, ask the rep, what are your odds of approval? So money. What is the status of your relationship right now, your banking relationship right now, boss? Talk to me about that. Where are you? Where you at in terms of banking? You want to go where they already know you. You want to go where you are currently at. And right now, I want to go back to EIN only startup business credit card 101. Because it is really important that we explain the concept, because again, we received gazillions of emails, not comments. People just choose to email us directly asking about EIN only business credit cards and loans. Even though we have had several videos about the subject, the thing is, the concept is still unclear. It's still a little fuzzy for certain people. So when you apply for a high limit startup business credit card using EIN only, or just a regular limit, okay, you are asking the credit card issuer to shoulder the risk of default if you don't pay your open balance. Let me repeat that. You are asking the credit card issuer to shoulder the risk of default if you do not pay your open balance, okay? And the thing is, you are just getting away. Your ass is just getting away, and you don't want to risk anything. What's up with that? It's funny. So when we talk about EIN only business credit card, it does not mean that the lender is just going to look at your EIN and say, you know what, I like those non-digits. I really love those digits. I think they're beautiful. They're sexy. Yeah, I love them. They're not doing that. They are basing their underwriting program, they are basing their approval process on the strength of your entity. Okay? This is totally different from your social security number. With your social, the lender or credit card issuer is going to look at your social and determine your financial responsibility, your level of credit worthiness, among other things. But when it comes to your EIN, remember, you are a startup, so you have not established business credit yet. So the lender is going to pay attention to your business financials, to your business plan, to other things, not just on the 9 digits. Okay, so that's why I was telling you to go to the bank where they already know your ass. So you want to make sure that you have a strong relationship with the bank. You got to have a business bank account, among other things. You got to have good personal credit. Even though we're speaking about EIN only at the business level, you need to have good personal credit. You need to have an excellent financial situation at the individual level. Okay, and again, apply at the branch and talk to a rep. And one thing I want to say here is that when we speak about high limit startup business credit card using EIN only, I want you to hold your horses. I want you to be patient. We live in this world. People want to lose 20 pounds in 20 days. What's up with that? Hey. If you are listening to me right now, are you just like, I want to have my EIN only business credit card, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I want you to sit down, be lethargic, read a book, eat some Dunkin' Donuts, chill, and be patient. Things don't happen overnight. I mean, you are just a startup. You just came into the party and you want to have all the privileges and whatever. Hey. Stop that. Be patient. EIN only business credit cards. If you want to get that, it takes work, but it is not impossible. It is totally possible. We do this for clients, business clients, every single day. Let's talk about the legitimacy of your startup. What kind of legal structure do you have? Talk to me about that. Do you have an LLC? Do you have a C Corp? Do you have an S Corp? Do you have an LLP? Do you have an LP? Are you a sole proprietorship? Obviously, if you're a sole proprietorship, even though you can apply for an EIN, you're not going to get a high limit startup business credit card using EIN only. So I want you to forget, if you're a sole proprietorship, I want you to go back to the drawing board and change your legal structure if that's what you want. So you have to think about your legal structure. See, when we talk about legitimacy, everything starts with your legal structure. Then we have to talk about what kind of articles have you filed with the state, with your Department of State in the state where you live or where the business is supposed to operate. Have you filed your articles of organization? If you're an LLC, LP partnership, or have you filed your articles of incorporation if you're a C Corp or an S Corp? Do you have a registered agent service? Those are important elements. Do you have business licenses and permits? Okay. Have you filed for your EIN? So, boss, I'm just telling you here the catalog of things you need to follow, the checklist you need to actually follow if you want to establish legitimacy for your business. Okay. Do you have an EIN? Have you filed for your EIN with the IRS? You have to, because we are speaking about high limit startup business credit card using EIN only. So if you don't have no EIN, if you have no EIN, we can't have a conversation, right? This conversation is over for you. It's over for you if you don't have an EIN, which means you have to go back to the drawing board and you want to make sure that you bring this shipment to the shore for me, boss. Bring this shipment to the shore for me. Apply for the EIN. Get your EIN. It takes 15 minutes. So what is your lazy ass doing right now? What is your lethargic ass doing right now? Nothing. So I want you to go to the IRS website right now and start applying for an EIN. It takes 15 minutes. The only thing is when you sit down and start applying for the EIN, you have to wait there 15 minutes, because if you exit for 5 minutes, you want to go to the bathroom or you pick up a phone call, whatever, the system will actually refresh after 1 minute of inactivity. Okay, this is just a side comment I just want to make. So try to open a business checking account, have a business savings account. So you really want to establish a strong fulcrum, a strong foundation for your business, so that when a credit card issuer looks at your paperwork, they think that you are legit. Let's talk about your spend patterns. If you are trying to get a high limit startup business credit card using EIN only, you need to articulate to the credit card issuer your spend patterns. How are you going to use what you're going to charge on the card? And this question, there's an what? Okay, so we have a Josie Stella. Okay. So you're calling from Florida? Okay, we love Florida. Yeah. So your question is about the credit card, the relationship between the credit card that you are getting and your industry. Well, your industry has to do a lot with the kind of charges you will put on the card. So you need to explain. This is why I was just telling you, you got to go to a branch. So you have to tell the rep. You tell them, hey, listen, I intend to use this credit card on groceries, on not groceries. I mean, we're speaking about a business here, so on office supplies, on entertainment, because I'm in an industry where I have to dine, I have to pamper my clients. I'm going to spend money on utilities, on whatever it is. But you have to be very clear about that. Okay, make sure the cash flows that your cash flows once your startup business once your startup is profitable. Make sure that the cash flows that you are going to get from using the card will boost revenue over the long run. Let me re-explain that, because I think it didn't come out right. What I'm trying to say here, the point I'm trying to make here is that when you use the card, make sure whatever you charge on the card, make sure that those expenses will contribute to your revenue. Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. So the acceptable uses include travel, entertainment, office supplies, inventory. So don't you charge personal things on the card. This is really bad for you. You are going to pierce. There's something called the corporate veil This is, remember, when you have a company, you are trying to segregate the your personal affairs from your business affairs. But if you use the card constantly for personal reasons, you are actually blurring the line between personal and business. And this, in business, they call it piercing the corporate veil. And this is bad. This is bad for your ass, because somebody comes and sue you. If somebody comes and sues you, the court will say, hey, listen, you have pierced the corporate veil. So basically, you are just you are liable, and you don't want that. So money. What are you going to charge on the business card, on your startup business credit card? Are those charges aligned to boosting your business revenue? Think about that. And I want that answer. I want the answer to that question to be yes. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about high limits startup business credit card using EIN only. And I'm just explaining to you the little things you need to do, the hacks you need to implement today to make sure that you get the business credit card that you need and deserve, boss. That you need and deserve. I mean, gone are the days where your ass is being rejected. I want you to laugh all the way to the bank with your credit card. So what about taking care of your financials? You need to prepare a strong set of financial statements. Obviously, we have a startup here, so we don't have actual results. We need to base our research on, we will need to base our statements on projected data. So in other words, you need to have estimated data, estimated financial statements, projected financial statements. Very important. And don't you give me only 3 financial statements, because a lot of y'all, they're just when you talk about financial statements, they just think about balance sheet, yes, income statement, check, cash flow statement, check. What about the 4th one? You keep forgetting an important financial statements. That's your projected statement of owner's equity. Owner's equity, because the credit card issuer, or the lender for that matter, wants to have a clear idea of who is behind the company, who owns equity in the company. This is really important. So this is really important. So do not forget disclosure notes and critical assumptions that underline your projected financial statements. What I'm trying to say here is that do not give me unrealistic data. Do not give the lender, or the credit card issuer for that matter, do not give that institution unrealistic data. No, this ain't no Disneyland. This is super duper business, serious business. Okay, if you have been in operation for 3 months or 6 months, because the definition of startup sometimes varies. If you have some actual data, include it also. You want to include 3 months of actual data, and the rest is just the projected data. But the thing is that when you prepare and present financial statements, you want to separate actual data from projected data. Don't you be like, what? We started the year from January to March. This is actual data. From April to December, this is projected data. You don't do that. You have 2 sets of financial statements, one actual and one projected. Very important. You want to also talk about the trends in your industry. You see, the thing is, if you are trying to get a startup business credit card using EIN only with the high limits, you need to actually convince the credit card issuer that, hey, listen, you are a good bet. Your business is a fantastic bet. How do you do this? Well, you have to explain to them that your business model is monetarily viable. It is viable. Okay, that you are in an industry that is booming. That industry that is just buzzing all day long. That that you're not in an industry that is just sclerotic, that is operationally sclerotic, operationally lethargic, operationally inactive. No, operationally dead. You don't want that anyway for your business, not just for the business credit card, but for your business too. So it's all about pressing your case to the credit card issuer and telling them, hey, listen, I am in an industry that you want to be in. You want to bank on me because I am a good bet. And you can highlight trends in your industry. If the industry has grown double digits in the last 9 months, 12 months, 24 months, you want to highlight that. So what you want to do is you want to bring to the branch. You want to have press clips, like basically, or just take a snapshot or screenshots of online news reports and show those reports to the credit card issuer. Show them to the rep you speak to. If there have been positive mentions in the press, positive press mentions, you want to highlight that also. The whole thing is, it's all about, if you have some kind of a favorable, conducive news coverage, you want to mention that. It's all about convincing the credit card issuer or the lender, for that matter, that listen, I'm in a good industry. You can also talk about rivals. If your competitors are making money, then you can also mention that, because chances are, by default or by law of consequence, if your competitors are making money, you are also bound to make money. If you don't have a crappy business model, which you don't have, I hope, at least for you. Okay. So, and the thing is, you can also rely on your own internal data to actually say, hey, listen, the trends are positive. Have you done research about your industry? Have you conducted empirical research about your industry? If yes, you want to communicate that to the bank or credit union also. Very important. Before I close today's conversation, I want to give you a few pro tips. Because again, and I'm just giving this because of the emails we are receiving, the back and forth that we are receiving, the comments sometimes what we get on our YouTube videos. I'm just saying that, hey, listen, applying for a high limit startup business credit card using EIN only is totally possible. It happens every day in this country. It happens. However, if for whatever reason, I'm not really, you have some skeletons in your financial closets. You have, you have a busy financial closet or whatnot. If for whatever reason you cannot be approved using EIN only, try using your own FICO score. In other words, you revert to applying for a startup business credit card using your social security number. And with that, you have to think about personal guarantee, of course. This is something that you have to think about. But hey, listen, it is totally possible. It is totally possible. If you need a business credit card and you cannot get it using EIN only, hey, do whatever it takes, right? You can start, get the credit card using your social, and after a while, you can ask the bank to upgrade you to actually change the credit card using EIN only. Okay, so if you need to use your own FICO score to get a startup business credit card, make sure you have a decent FICO score. 600 is a good minimum to start with. You want to continually monitor your credit score, so to make sure that there are no derogatory items, there are no detrimental items, there are no adverse items, because those adverse items, they really kill your credit score, especially if they are not valid. If they are the fruit of identity theft, this is really bad. You don't want that. So this is why you want to continually monitor your credit score to make sure that everything is clean. If you are 500, it's fair and square. You agree with it, that's fine. If you're a 700, it's fair and square. It's fine. Okay. You also want to think about the 5 components of your FICO score. So we have spoken about this before in the past. We have your payment history, right? Your credit utilization ratio, your credit mix, the length of your credit history, very important, and also your credit inquiries. So those are the 5 elements. This is the quintet that actually underlies your FICO score. You have to think about your DTI also, very important. So overall, you want to think about a couple of things that will help you establish a good FICO score. Credit card. Please make sure that you are taking care of your credit utilization ratio. This is one important criterion that actually impacts your FICO score like crazy. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I was just talking to you about high limit startup business credit card using EIN only. So make sure that you know the card that you want. Bank MPR, concept, the legitimacy, the spend patterns, very important. Your financials, your trends in your industry, and pay attention to the pro tips I gave you about those cards. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.